I've never seen R2 move like that.
Welcome to Seattle. Seattle, you guys are so excited Mark's here, right?
No, you get to stay there. Why does he get to leave?
Well, he sometimes we call him back on. I mean, it just depends.
Just leave him there. He's
I mean,
working.
you need a DJ for the panel?
Possibly.
What do you like? Like, what's your?
Well, when I say something funny, I need a boom.
Yeah, we would like you to.
There you go. It's pretty good, right? But
And
you
if
wanna
it's a
work for
little, if it's just a little funny, just a small one, okay?
That's what she said. You missed the cue!
No, I play.
Mark, welcome to Seattle. Thank you so much for coming. Are you guys happy he's here?
He ran away.
He went away, but he'll be back, trust me.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay off this stage.
Hi, Claire.
Hi. There is so much I want to talk to you about, but I kind of want to start by
It's
asking.
not about Disney's oh shit, is it?
When,
That was going to be my next film. You just blew my next film completely. That's okay.
She's really sorry. She keeps yelling. He is really sorry. It's very dark up here.
That's
but
my,
you look good
that's my
either
next
way.
T-shirt.
All right. Did you ever imagine that your arc on Supernatural would last for 8 seasons and that you would be sitting here addressing such a passionate, intelligent fan base?
Don't stretch it that far, for God's sakes. They're not that intelligent. I'm the king of hell, for God's sake. Shut up, you. You're not the boss of me.
When you first read for the character, did you even know?
It was a really weird thing. It was like, I told a story, but it's fun. I knew, there was a great guy called Kim Manners who worked on X-Files and a whole bunch of other stuff in the years. And I did an episode of Mantis with him that killed the series. And it's like he was shouting at me one day. They give me like, oh God, they give me the worst dialogue ever written in an episode of television that I've ever read in my life. The chrysostolic dawn of the cyberspatial age. Ah, Doctor, whatever his name was, I suppose you've refocused your attention on neural biotechnology. Words like this do not flow easily from the mouth. So they gave me pages and pages of this crap, and I was on second cherry pages. If you know anything about script revisions, they change color every time. So second cherry is about the 15th revision of a script. And this is like 2 days before I'm actually shooting it. So we've gone through 15 changes in 2 days.
Oh boy.
So now I'm having to forget the middle section of a scene this long. It just doesn't make any sense. So it was really hard to do. And Kim was running out of time and he shouted at me. So I shouted back at him. And then we went and had dinner. We became friends. So, and he kept going like, you gotta be on the show. The boys are great. You love the boys. The boys are great. It's a great show. It's really cool. So I'm like, yeah. And I love Kim dearly. He was a very grumpy guy. Back in the old days, he worked on, he directed episodes of 21 Jump Street and did all sorts of crazy stuff. He was famous for having his motorbike ready and calling action, getting on his bike and going home.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Grumpy bastard. But loved him dearly on Supernatural, but I'd never done Supernatural. I'd never been asked to do Supernatural. It was just weird. And then, unfortunately, he passed, and it was a very sad time. He passed rather quickly. He got sick and passed rather quickly. And suddenly Supernatural called, and it was like, oh, okay, this is going to be a bit of a gag. So I looked at and I'm like, okay, Ben Edlund wrote this. This is going to be fun. I'm like, oh, I'm kissing a 70-year-old man under a bridge. Did I ever tell you about kissing the 70-year-old man under the bridge? I never told you this, did I? So they cannot, in Canada, the most liberal of countries in the world, they cannot find a day player that will kiss another man who's 70 years old. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. I agree. Exactly how I felt. So they couldn't find a guy. They couldn't find a 70-year-old man as day player. Believe it or not, day players get paid a lot of money.
Yeah, this is in Vancouver,
Canada.
right?
Vancouver is good money because they busted the union so they don't get residuals. But so you can, whereas if you're a day player in the States, you're lucky if you get $750. You know, and you're sort of hoping that it'll residualize and you'll get whatever, and you might get paid in 10 years' time. In Canada, you could get like $3,000 to do a day's work. So everyone went like, I'm not kissing a guy under a bridge. I'm like, is it me? It's like, well, they don't know it's you, so I'm like, okay, great. And they finally found this guy, and I'll never forget him. His name is L. Harvey Gold. And L. Harvey Gold was about 6'2", 6'3". He was in his late 60s. And he was used to playing judges and lawyers and fun day playing stuff. Oh, yes, water. And the idea intellectually of kissing a man under the bridge at the crossroads was fine with him until it actually came down to it.
Right.
So, me being me, I'm a sarcastic bastard. So, I'd be joking away with him, and the more I joked away with him, the worse an actor he became. So he got comfortable and he couldn't do it.
Right.
So Phil who was directing, Phil Scritcher was directing, he goes, stop talking to him. I'm like, but if I stop talking to him, he gets really nervous. So there's this combination of like, if I talked to him, he was happy and he couldn't act. And if I didn't talk to him, he started thinking about kissing a man under a bridge and couldn't do it. So it ends up where it didn't help that just before I kissed him, I said, pucker up, buttercup. There's something wrong with me. So kissing was like kissing a piece of paper. It's like the most uninspiring thing in the world. But trying to kiss a 6'3" man who is sweating profusely, who's fighting you. I'm like grabbing it in the back of his cold, clammy head, and the little hairs on the back, and it's like, ah! And you know, now I understand dating.
And were you standing on an apple box?
No.
Oh, so you
I had
also
to pull him down.
You had to pull him down.
Listen, and the crew that I ended up spending 8 long seasons with were just lined up on the wall. Peter, the dolly grip, was just looking at me the quietest kind of way. I was just like, going. It's a guy who climbed Everest recently.
It sounds like
cool.
it. And
But so you know, one episode turns into 8 years of neck strain. I'm not a short actor. Ruth is a short actor. Ruth is a very short actor.
Normal.
Ruth is like 3'2" or something, I don't know. But she's a wee bit, you know. But I'm not fun sized. Jared is 6'5". And then when we take pictures, they go up on their tippy toes. I'm like, I look like I'm 4'8". This is terrible. It's so rude. I mean, when I met Danielle, Jensen's wife, it was like, she goes, yeah, people was like, oh, what's your husband? Oh, he's an actor. Oh, what show? Oh, he's on Supernatural. Is he the tall one or the short one? He's 6'2". It's like, yeah, I married the short one on Supernatural. And Misha's over 6 feet. And I'm like, hi guys. And then they always stand on tiptoes in pictures. There's a creation photograph. And they're literally 6 inches higher than they normally are. It's just me going like that.
And that's unusual in television,
It's
you know?
very unusual.
Yeah, very unusual. So let's cut to the end. You released, after your final episode, you released a charity t-shirt. And
Yes.
And it said, even when I lose, I win.
Yes.
And I would love
a bit personal there, a bit angry.
It is a bit personal, but it's not angry. Actually, I find it really poignant. And I would love for you, if you feel comfortable sharing, what the impetus behind that was.
All right, okay. If you haven't seen episodes 21 to 23 of season 12, go home.
Yeah.
You know, there's a rule. If you don't want to know the score, don't go to the pub. So anyway, they wrote 21, and I get stabbed. I get killed in 21. So I called Andrew and I was like, "You got a bit of a problem here. So Lucifer's killing me in 21, but he doesn't really kill me, but I don't spark out. So this doesn't make a lot of sense because he's going to kind of know I'm not dead." And he's like, "Yeah, I know. We got a bit of a problem with that." I said, "Well, what are we doing?" I said, "Well, in 23, I'll get sent you the script to 23." So he wrote the script to 23, sent me 23, and there's all these speeches about, I don't know, Fergus and all this bollocks that had nothing to do with anything. And it was awful. It was bloody awful. And it was a placeholder. It was a temporary stopgap for what he was doing. And so I wrote him a letter and I said, "Listen, you know, we spent a long time doing this together. And if I'm gonna go, you know," I sent him a clip of Rutger Hauer in Blade Runner dying at the end. I said, "That's a death. Do that. I'll wear the compression shorts. Get me Harrison Ford." And and I'll do that. But he's like, look, no, you're right. And I talked about it. I said, look, I don't care about the Fergus stuff. I don't care about any of it. I said, there's a line where they say, Rowena's dead. And I'm like, yeah, right. And they go, Lucifer. And I said, I need to put a line in there. He said, what do you want to put it? I said, funny, I always thought it was going to be me that killed her. And I'm like, that's so mean. I'm like, it's absolutely accurate. He's like, yeah, you got a point. So we did all this stuff, and he sent me the script, and it had, I was talking about, Crowley doesn't care about any of this stuff. He's just one and one and one. He keeps on winning, and he's always winning. And even when he loses, he wins. It's like Jeremy had said to me, he's writing all these things for me to happen, for Crowley to happen. I said, you do realize I'm going to play it as though I knew what the outcome was anyway. He goes, yeah, you always do. So Crowley is always about winning. It was never about losing. The loss never registered on him, which is an interesting thing. And so he wrote this thing, and he put this amazing piece in about not wanting to do my job, which was kind of interesting. I hated this job for so long, I tried to keep this job for so long, I never knew I hated it. It was a very interesting piece to write. And I did all this stuff, and I got it in there, and it was like, and there was this amazing moment in Men of Letters, and I'm like, yeah, just winning. You have no idea what it takes for me to win, is what I was really talking about. And at the end, when Lucifer's facing me, and he goes, you're gonna lose. I'm like, funny you should say that. Because even when I lose, I win. And it's just a really poignant piece. And I was really happy about it, really excited about it. And then I saw episode 23 and they cut it out. And I was like, blow it out your ass.
It's such the perfect wrap up to the character, though.
But that's what it was. And it really was the thing of, you have no idea what it is to be Crowley. You see this fun, jovial demon. But the other side of it is so dark and so weird. There's so many things I wished I'd done with it, and there were so many things I wished they'd done with it. I thought Ruth was fantastic. There's no, my character can't have a mother. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's not me. Crowley doesn't have a mother. There is no way of doing that. Crowley's mother doesn't make sense in any sort of version of the law. And I was always disappointed that they didn't make her my ex-wife. Or, it would have been absolutely brilliant. It would have been terrifying. It would have made her 10 times more dangerous. And you know what I'm saying? It would have been, and she's brilliant. She's absolutely amazing, but she played the hell out of it. No disrespect to her at all. So I ended up having to play Rowena as the symbol of a mother. And well, everybody else has got a bloody mother. Why shouldn't I have one?
Right.
I'll take Fergus's mother. Fine. But you should be looking after me the way you should have looked after Fergus. So I played it that way, and it kind of worked, and I kind of enjoyed it. But it ran its course. It did what it did. So I had 8 years, and even when I lose, I win. It's kind of fun.
I love that. Don't you guys? Thank you for sharing that. We're gonna take questions. You guys can line up in the aisles. And while they line up, I wanna ask you, you've always been a performer, a musician as well.
No, I'm a drummer.
Well,
I'm a guy who hangs out with musicians.
Hey, you're like the coolest musician. And now you're playing in a band, the LA
I'm playing in the
Squires.
same band I was playing in 1981.
Well, tell everyone about it because it's pretty amazing.
There's an artist called Robin Hitchcock who I played with for years and years and years, back when I was a kid. And I started playing again around, Loud and Swain were playing around Supernatural, and Billy got me back playing. And it just became this thing, and it just mushroomed into a bunch of stuff. And Robin goes, so what are you doing in May? I'm like, oh, nothing. So we went and played the Troubadour, and we played the Fillmore, and we did a whole bunch of really amazing stuff. And we recorded live stuff. We went and did WXPN. If you go onto World Cafe, look up Robin's stuff, you'll actually hear us playing, the new band playing. And he does a lot of solo shows because that's his idea of fun. He's got 40 years of material. So, but when he does band shows, it tends to be Luther Russell, Tony Buchan, and myself. And we're off to Europe. And we're doing 2 gigs in Minneapolis coming up, and then Philly and DC, and then we're off to England. I'm playing the Academy in Manchester, and Ulu in London, which is a great place to play. So like I'm basically going back to being 17 again. It's cool.
That is amazing. I love that.
It's kind of fun.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi. My name's Heather. I'm from Lake Stevens, Washington. And my friend and I actually saw you in our hotel this morning on your way to get coffee. And it made me wonder, what kind of coffee do you drink?
This is a really hard-hitting question. I don't know if you're going to be comfortable answering this, Mark.
You answer that crap?
coffee light, I'm guessing.
Oh, Seattle, I forgot, isn't it? Yeah, well, the coffee I drink. Whatever the hell was wet in a cup? What was it? It was a double shot, non-fat cappuccino with very, very, very light foam, very dry. And
Do you
chocolate
approve?
croissant. Why?
I agree with all
Why do you torment me?
because I'm a coffee.
You could have asked me about world peace, hunger, anything. Coffee?
coffee.
See, listen, you guys are responsible for Starbucks. Shut up.
I don't like Starbucks.
Obviously, but you're responsible for it. How would you like your coffee? Wet and cold, like Seattle.
Yes, that's the best.
Well, thank
Cold
you.
coffee is the best.
Thank you so much.
Hold on, where the hell do you come from? Lake, what's it?
Lake Stevens.
Oh, they're all lakes here, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
My bikes, my motorcycles are in Lake Bay. Do you know where that is?
Nope.
Anybody know where Lake Bay is? Here you go.
That section over there. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
I hope you're satisfied with your answer.
What kind of coffee do they have in Lake Stevens?
Too much. There's too many different.
You really
espresso
didn't think this
stands or
through,
anything.
did you? You didn't think this through. You just
I
got
always
clever, took your shot, and that's it. You're gone. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank
I'll
you.
remember you forever.
Hi. Hello. Oh, wow, that's loud. My name is Alana Grenier from Cedar Woolley, and wow, they're
That's a hell of a sentence.
you are the king of being in everything. So,
That's what you say to small boys when they're naughty.
I was wondering, what franchise, what story, what plot are you the most proud of being in? Not your favorite character, but the story you're most proud of.
That's an interesting
That is a
question.
good question. Better than a bloody coffee question. What kind of coffee did you drink? And what kind of coffee did my character like?
Yeah.
Because we're in Seattle. What was my favorite
Well, I mean, you could go Battlestar.
You know, when I started on shows, they
Firefly.
weren't franchises.
Yeah, you
I might be the
started-
reason they became franchises.
Yes.
This is true.
You started in X-Files when I was 3, so.
I was 29. 1993.
Mm-hmm.
You were born in a different century.
I was.
Well done.
Thank you.
Look, only one of them has a beginning, middle, and an end. Right? So far. So only one of them has a beginning, middle, and end. That's Battlestar. And that's an untouchable piece of sci-fi. It is a beginning, a middle, and end, a meaning. It is what it is. It'll have its meaning for the next 200 years. It'll be very poignant in many times over in history, what it actually is about and what it means. Ron Moore said to me once, he goes, 2 types of people in the world, those that believe ancient Rome had a purpose and those that don't. I'm like, there you go. Look, I've been lucky enough to have writers write for me and found characters that I really enjoyed, and the stuff that seems to resonate with the fans the most seems to be the stuff that I've enjoyed the most. So there's a correlation there. I think there's the amount of passion one puts into something is culpable. I hate telling you this, but generally the genre audience is intelligent, generally. And that's the problem. They've not been able to shove shows up our noses for the last 10, 15 years. It's not been possible to do. So, Firefly is at the wrong time. It's at a time when if you didn't have 11 or 12 million viewers, that was low end. 12 million viewers was like, you're dying. Mm-hmm. Now they kill for 12 million viewers. So while television is changing, people like Joss were always ahead of the curve, and people like Ron were always ahead of the curve. So Sci-Fi had Battlestar and didn't know what the hell it was, the most serialized show they ever had. It's impossible to watch. You can't start in the middle. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's fun to watch, but you'd be like, I don't get this.
And Battlestar was written all
Yeah.
seasons at once and then planned that way, correct?
Not really.
Not really?
No. It wasn't. But it has a structure that is none. And they steered this giant cruise ship of brilliance into its final, harbor, which is back to the beginning again, which is the genius of it. And you go like, look, so you got a smart audience, and the smart audience knows we can smell when something is fake. So the original Battlestar, while the idea is fantastic, it's the same basic idea of what was going on, is executed so poorly because they're trying to rip off Star Wars fans. That was the point. And now we've got to a point where we vote with our butts or our wallets as to what we want to watch. And we don't watch crap anymore. We don't want to, unless it's fun crap. But we don't want to watch crap. You know, it has to have some sort of heart to it and some sort of passion to it. And any of the projects that I've really enjoyed, I've been in Firefly, I've been in Battlestar, I've been in Supernatural, I've been in Doctor Who, I've been in all these things that were huge passion plays for the creators and the actors. When they started X-Files first season, they had no idea they were getting picked up. I think they got picked up while I was doing my episode.
Wow. See, you are a good talisman. Yep. Have you seen his Doctor Who episode?
I have.
All right.
You were only
Thank you.
3. What were you doing watching that?
My mom.
Funny, when they first ran
Yeah.
Fire, 3 million viewers on Fox. Second run, 6 million viewers on Fox.
Wow.
Third run, I think, was 12 million viewers. It took a while. They didn't run them very quickly. It was 12 million viewers. By the time they were in season 2, they were up to they doubled their audience twice, which is amazing.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm from Salem, Oregon. I've heard stories of Jensen and Jared and Misha, the pranks that they play on each other. And I would be curious, what is your favorite prank story from being?
My favorite prank story?
Yes.
I'm an adult. They left me alone. I'd sue
You're
them.
also sarcastic, so I'm sure there's gotta be one.
No, they wouldn't go near me. They used to pick on Misha all the time because he's such an idiot. And he always takes the bait. He always gets upset. He's got upset. So kicking him in the nuts. He's on camera literally grabbing his genitals and squeezing till he cries.
So what's your favorite?
Jared wouldn't do that to me. I'd kill him. I'd shoot him in the head.
So maybe they didn't prank you. What's your favorite prank that they played on someone else?
Oh, they were so evil to him when he directed. When Misha directed, they were so evil to him. They shredded his script with all his notes, shredded it, and then put it back in a bag and gave it to him. He had to hide the keys to his car because they knew they were just going to do him in. And then they decided to pie him. And Jensen pied him beautifully. It's a great video. Walking up to him underneath from behind and bam, straight in the face with a pie. Jared hit him so hard with a pie, it took 45 minutes to clean the set.
My gosh.
You know why we call him Moose, right? Well, when I started, it was they had all these stupid names for him. And it was Gigantor and Mop-Headed Lumberjack and all that sort of crap. And you go, he's a moose. He's a moose. He's got these skinny little legs and this big body. His massive upper body strength. He can flip 400-pound tractor tires. But he's got legs like a chicken.
Right.
That's what a moose looks like. It's basically, a barrel on stilts. And so it was written into the script. It's my favorite line in the whole show. It's I walk in and Jensen's sitting in my burned out place and I go, where's your moose? And he goes, oh yeah, he's in blah, 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 blah. It's like normal conversation. And it's stuck. I love that.
That's awesome.
That's the moose. So yeah, he's an idiot. It basically comes down to Misha's an idiot, so you're fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name's Sonia. I'm from Indiana, Pennsylvania, and
What?
I
You
know.
confused?
No. But I'm a Hollywood patron, and I was wondering the girls are gonna do a Supernatural parody too. If maybe you'd be involved in it.
Which? The Hollywood thing? No.
Oh, okay.
Love them dearly, they're lovely girls. It's fun. I'm very proud of the time that I spent doing Supernatural. I'm proud of what I tried to achieve and what I tried to hold on to. It would have been so much fun if I was God. It would have made more sense. Oh, Crowley's God. Okay, now the whole series makes sense. It's just, there comes a point when you have to leave it as what it was. You know, eating peanuts at the end of season 11 is like, I'm going, what am I doing? And then 12 was just playing the same scene over and over again, poking the bear. Because suddenly I'm stupid and I don't know the bear's gonna bite me. And it's like, oh, I have you under my spell. Nothing bad is gonna happen to me if I keep doing this. I was like, you know what? I'd rather remember the end of season 8, the end of season 9, you know, even the end of season 7. They used to give me these gems to play with, this stuff that was just fabulous. And it's, I wasn't in the 200th, I wasn't in French Mistake, I wasn't in 150th. There's a lot of stuff they left out. And I fought for my space, and I got my space, and I'm proud of what I did. So it's time to put a button on it and enjoy it for what it was.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you're a serious actor. You put your heart into that character.
I was a serious actor, but they actually hired me as an actor.
You still are. I mean, you're an amazing actor.
Do you know how respectful they were for me in my first episode? It's the coolest thing you've ever seen. If you ever wonder why you should love Jensen and Jared, they're the coolest guys. They are genuinely gentlemen. And Misha builds hospitals and schools and all that crap. Saves people's lives. Idiot. But these two boys are just like, when somebody comes to play with them, they are so happy that you've come there to come and enjoy their show and meet their friends and play with their crew. And if you're there to have fun and work hard, they treat you like a king. They'll give you everything they have. If you screw with them, they'll get a little quiet. They'll still give you everything they got, but you ain't coming back.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and I've seen a lot of people come into that, and just that extra embrace that you get, that they go, Nathan was the same on Firefly. He was like,
oh yeah,
he made me a freaking sandwich on the first day.
He's amazing.
He's weird.
Yeah. He's a good captain.
He's Canadian.
He is Canadian.
Doesn't make any sense at all.
I know.
He said, hey, you need a sandwich? I'm like, no, but okay.
You're like, I'll take a grilled cheese, sure.
And then we just ran lines for 16 and a half hours. It was fun.
Yeah, that was great. Hi.
Hi, Mark. My name is James. I'm from Eugene, Oregon.
Been there.
Yeah.
It was closed.
Sorry about that. Hey, I'm a big fan of your work on Supernatural and Battlestar Galactica, arguably more important.
You don't like the other stuff?
Oh, I like it all. I'm just saying, those two specifically, they stick with me. My friend Joe, childhood friend, he's very stubborn and refuses to watch Battlestar Galactica no matter how many times
he's an
people
idiot.
tell him to watch it. Okay, you said it. A couple years ago at a Comicon in Portland, I got Katie Sackhoff at a panel.
That would be a reason to watch Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
The women in that show are the reason to watch Battlestar Galactica.
Katie is amazing in that show.
Katie's amazing in that show.
Yeah.
Everybody's amazing. That Grace,
She got herself
Mary.
ripped up and...
They're all like that.
Yeah.
They're all
Are
so
you going to
beautiful.
ask him to do a video message to your friend?
No.
Well, so I asked Katie
No.
to do it, and she did it.
So?
But I wanted you to see
You're not the boss of me.
him, please.
No.
Aw.
Do you
But
have
he
a
would like
question,
it.
though?
That was my question, is if he could tell Joe to watch Battlestar Galactica.
No.
Oh, okay. You've disappointed me, but that's okay.
You know what maturity is? It's called living with unresolved issues.
Well, this is probably a better video for Joe anyway.
Do you have children?
Point and laugh at me instead.
Do you have children?
Not yet.
Yeah. I do. So do you.
Yes, I do. A lot of them.
Go sit down. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate
Thank
it anyway.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi.
That's literally the same as my kids going like, can I have $20?
Oh
It's
yeah.
the same thing to me.
Yeah, exactly. And we
No.
we got to pay out a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Where?
Jacksonville,
Oh
Florida.
my God, I've been there so many times. I have. I don't usually admit to that. I like Amelia Island. It's very nice. It's nice. That's where I'd stay if I go there.
But I'm leaving soon, so.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, you're here right now, so you left a little while ago.
Oh, yes, but I'm moving here in June.
You're not sure? Are you moving here?
Yes.
That's suicidal. You're going from heat to freezing cold rain.
Good luck with that.
Where are you moving to?
4 blocks away from here.
Starbucks?
question?
Not anymore.
And not what coffee he drinks.
If you were given the opportunity to revisit any role that you've done before, would you, and what role would it be?
I wouldn't.
He's satisfied. Thank you.
I'm quite a lot, so there's a lot. When you have me, you have a lot. So I'm sure there's a lot of people very happy I've stopped doing the things that I'm doing. But yeah, I'm an adult portion, as they say.
Thank
So,
you.
Thank you
though.
so much.
You've played.
Good luck with your move.
Yeah, good luck. You've played the same character as your father 3 times, I think, in different
think so, yes.
productions. Have you ever wanted?
I thought you were going to say, you've played the same character over and over and over
Well-
again. When are you going to do something different?
Yeah, again, come on. No, but would you ever want to portray the actual father-son relationship on screen with your dad?
God, no, I hate the guy. No. It's odd. No, we just never got to do it. We never really got to do it. My dad's 85 and he's still working. If you don't know who he is, go look him up. You've seen him in everything he's ever been in over the last
Another great actor.
60 years. He's been in more genre shows than I have. He goes to, Babylon 5, 4 casts of Star Trek. He's in JJ's Star Trek. He's in Star Trek 6 as a Klingon. He's a Vulcan, a Klingon. He's Data's grandfather, technically. Sung's creator. Next Generation. I mean, he's tons of stuff. He's Captain Witwicky in Transformers.
I would like to see you guys actually play father-son.
It's just about a lot of people talking very darkly like this. It's a lot of overacting. It would be fun. Could be really interesting to do. I don't know if he could be bothered though.
I think, under the right circumstances. Hi.
Hi, I'm Barbara from Auburn. I love you and everything you do, but my favorite was by far Doctor Who. So I am wondering what your favorite part about playing Canton Everett Delaware III was.
It was an extraordinary circumstance. I was doing Supernatural, and I got a phone call saying, "Do you want to go do Doctor Who?" I'm like, "Well, what the hell do you think?"
Yeah.
So basically, do you want to go play James Bond on Doctor Who? Was actually the question. I'm like, yeah. And it took a lot of hassle to get it right, and at some point it was impossible to do. There was a timing issue with Supernatural, and then BBC flipped it on the head, so they actually got me. I was able to do it by a complete fluke. And I was flying backwards and forwards between Cardiff and Vancouver, and like getting off a plane and working, getting off a plane and working, getting off a plane and working. It was the most wonderful experience to do. I like the fact that Moffat said that he'd written a lot of gay characters, and none of them reflected anybody that he knew that was gay, which I thought was fascinating. And he said that it was a bit embarrassing that he was writing stereotypes in this day and age. There's no disrespect to Barrowman, who's the most flamboyant stereotype in those 2 days. I've done an entire interview while sitting on his lap once. I love him, he's amazing. He's funny as hell too. Very talented man, but it's like, yeah, you got Captain Jack, and it's a great character, etc. But everything's so bloody stereotyped. Sexuality and gender identity is like so obvious. And Moffat was kind of like, if you're a gay man in 1969 in Nixon's White House, or the FBI, you're gonna have a shitload of problems. But you're in a gay interracial relationship. It's gonna get very interesting. But like, it's the thrust of who he is. I mean, of course it shapes who he is, but it's not the entire point of the show, which I think is fantastic. And I don't think you can redress inequality, lack of sensitivity, lack of taste, by writing a whole bunch of stuff that is the antithesis of what we have that is bad. Does that make sense? I think you just have to do it by showing the world really as it is. It makes more sense that way. I don't want to see, I want to see the best. I don't want to see something because it's a woman, or because it's a man, or because it's straight, or because it's gay. I don't want that game to be played. I just want the best of whatever we can do. And I think we're changing slowly in that way. you know, it's fandom itself is a fascinating thing to me. I hate the word fan. You know, I hate the word fan. Fanatic is a terrible word. It implies that we're all weird and stupid and live in our parents' basements. Shh. They don't know that. They were bluffing. The truth is, though, it's like, isn't it all a bit sad? Isn't it all a bit sad? It's the thing that has been said to me for 20 years or so doing conventions. Isn't it all a bit sad? I'm like, it's the exact opposite of sad. It's to wear your love on your sleeve is a badge of courage. It takes huge courage to dress up and cosplay and play as your heroes and announce what you feel and what you are and what you want and what should be. And wouldn't it have been interesting if this character had actually been like this? You know, it's just when you start going, okay, that kind of makes sense to me, that's really cool. And this has become a safe place to do that. The most amazing honor I think I've ever had. I've got to have met at least 4 people who have gone through gender reassignment surgery. I'm sorry if that's not the correct term, it's the only term that comes to my mind. But I'm saying, as I said, but yeah, I'm not always great on terminology. But 4 people who had gone through gender reassignment surgery before, during, and after, dressed as me. It's the most amazing thing in the world. It is the most beautiful. I mean, it occurred to me, it's like, isn't it amazing that somebody who isn't always comfortable necessarily in their skin can be comfortable in my skin? It's the most wonderful thing to be part of that. And it's such an honor. You know, I've seen people with a painted beard end up with a real beard. And you go like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's like, and be so happy at that and be comfortable as a Crowley, or, you know, you can never be comfortable as a Castiel, because there's some gender issues there that will just never be sorted out. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the most magical thing. And we used to be a joke, and now we're the most powerful union there is. We've got the money, we've got the power, and we've got the stuff, and we need to use it to make sure that we're supporting talent, and we're supporting writers, and we're supporting the shows that we really want to have happen, and the graphic novels that we really want to have happen, and the web stuff. Like the Hollywood thing is just fabulous. I just think it's 2 girls going, yeah, basically very loudly and with a lot of talent. I think that stuff is wonderful. I think we've changed so much in that way, and I think the powers that be, the content delivery systems, you know, have changed so much that they're afraid of not knowing what we actually want to have happen. And so they're actually paying attention. So we should be vigilant, and we should be honest, and we should keep driving this to get the content that we want and get rid of the garbage that would create, you know, 80s Battlestar from something that was such a brilliant story. And then they had to fight to try to have it have some meaning. I remember talking to Richard about it for years, and he was going, we tried to do the same thing, it's just you couldn't do it.
Right.
And then, you know, you get Ron and you get everyone else, and literally sci-fi probably not knowing what they had. And it just becomes this thing. And these are the cornerstones in Joss's world and all these amazing things that get done. And now you've got, you know, James Gunn doing the same thing in major motion pictures that you know, Joss was doing on TV, and it's brilliant. It's fantastic to me.
And the term geek has now, like you said,
It's a
means
badge of honor.
being passionate about something and not being afraid to show who you truly are. You know,
it's revolting, the idea that there's something wrong with us because we care about something. I don't trust people who don't have heroes. I don't trust people who don't believe in something or aren't fans of something. There's something cynical about I don't care about that, and I don't care about that. You know, but the fan, to actually be what they call a fan, a lover, an amateur, a true, you know, carer of this stuff is wonderful. And I love the costumes. You guys are insane. It's brilliant.
it is true. Thank you so much. And that was beautifully said, Mary. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Kai Talent from Everett, Washington. And
Been there. It's on the 5.
I
passed through that on my way to my house.
I was wondering, out of the many seasons of Supernatural you've been in, which was your favorite to be a part of?
End of season 8. Which we shot in sequence.
Oh,
I
you
told
did?
you that.
Yeah,
Did I tell
yeah,
you that?
that's so unusual too.
Yeah, we shot the whole of the end of season 8 in sequence. It was like they shot
Normally-
the exteriors and then we built the interior on set and then just shot the whole thing in order. It was a magical thing to do. It's really cool. What?
You ready?
Hey, I'm Wendy. I'm from Washington, and I went to CCon last year, and both you and Richard Spade Jr. stole my pinwheel, so not sure
Oh,
that
cool.
makes it blessed or cursed.
How you doing?
You should have learned your lesson last year. It's a beautiful pinwheel.
Yeah, whatever.
The one you use on the show is green, but I got that before I watched the show, so it's purple. And I like purple.
You still here?
Yep. So, my
This takes me back to that scene with Kevin. That was my favorite thing. Robin, the props girl, it was one of my favorite people on the planet, goes, what do you want? I said, can you get me a pinwheel?
Yes.
I torture my enemies, that's how I show love.
Did you have a question?
Yes, actually.
Really? This isn't enough for you?
I kinda too. First, I heard a rumor that you're not going to CCon anymore. Is that true?
To what?
CCon,
that?
Seattle Supernatural Convention.
It's not a rumor. I'm not doing creation conventions. If I was doing creation conventions, I wouldn't be able to be here because it was an exclusive thing. So I'm no longer doing creation conventions. That's correct.
Okay. Well,
Personally,
We gotta
I like the
spread
fact
the
that a
love.
lot more people. I get to see a lot more people here, and I've been off the Comicon circuit and seen you guys for 3 or 4 years now. So it's just wonderful to be able to see people that don't have to spend $5,000 to come say hello to me.
yeah, and in line, I also thought of something else. Are there any lines in Supernatural that you just kind of made up on the spot?
Yes.
And what made you
The
think
moose
of them?
line, right?
No, the moose was there, but it was like it was a joke because we were talking about he looked like a moose. You're good, but I'm Crowley. That's mine. So I had to get up. My problem was I got hit, so I had to get up. So it was like, John Bannon was like, well, how do you get up? I said, it's easy. I'm like, oh, you're good, man, you're good. Put my hand up and kill him. He was like, but I'm Crowley. A lot of that stuff is really well written and was fun, but it takes me a little while to find it, you know? No one in the history of torture has been tortured with torture like the torture you'll be tortured with. It is difficult to forget, apparently. But yeah, some of it's mine, but not all of it. I'd call up and ask. Most of it's written, it's fabulous. They used to get the giggles writing me stuff. They're like, oh, this would be really cool for Mark. And you're like, oh God, how do you say this?
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
And thanks for the pinwheel. Hi.
Hey, my name's Megan Giesbrecht. I'm from,
It's not coming back.
I'm from Salem, Oregon.
Where's that?
It's a ways down in Oregon. It's the capital. I mean, you should come see it.
No.
It's nice. We got
I've
some
been to
cool bars
Oregon. I did
downtown.
5 years of leverage in Portland.
Salem's a lot better than Portland is.
Do you have witches there, like the other Salem?
Let's not talk about it.
Okay.
So, being a fangirl of Supernatural, most people ask if I'm a Dean fan or if I'm a Sam fan. And I'm
Who
like,
cares?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm a Crowley girl. So
There you go.
I gotta ask, do you think that the 3 extra inches was worth it?
See, this is the problem that you have. I'm going to explain this to you for one final time, because I'm sick to death of hearing this. Crowley is not Fergus MacLeod. Crowley looks like Mark Sheppard. Fergus MacLeod is a 4'6" tall,
Okay, I get that.
ginger-haired Scottish crofter who sold his soul for 3 extra inches. Crowley is a demonized version of that soul in the body of an English New York inhabiting publisher.
So you didn't
So
even get the
3
benefit
extra
of it.
inches I could lend him. But Crowley didn't sell his soul for anything because Crowley doesn't have a soul.
Well put. Okay, I'll take it. And by the way, my hands aren't sweaty anymore, so we're good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Helps if you watch the show.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm from Olympia, Washington, and meeting you yesterday was
Vancouver, Washington.
Olympia.
Oh, Olympia, Washington.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's got like a mountain and shit, isn't it?
Yeah. I was just wondering what your dream role would be.
Ooh.
Dream role.
Bacon. Brown sauce. Next.
Hi.
I am Miles from Selah, Washington, and I was wondering, what's your favorite episode of Supernatural in general?
In general?
Well, he kind of said his favorite one that he was into season 8, right?
Yeah, but French Mistake is probably my favorite episode. Because it's insane. Baby's pretty good, actually. That's a great episode. I'm not in that either.
Thank you.
Thanks for reminding me!
Hi. Hi, my name's Audrey. I'm from Seattle. And
Oh, you didn't come far then.
I know, a couple blocks. All good. Well,
Starbucks?
Close, really close. Totally, this works. But a fan of yours in a ton of shows, huge fan of Leverage. And I was wondering, do you tend to prefer playing heroes, villains, and big
How
villains?
dare you!
I know.
I was actually having dinner last night, and John Rogers was sitting at the other table, who was the showrunner for Leverage, who I love very dearly. And Will Wheaton and myself had decided we should do a show together.
Oh, I love that
I'm like, Will, you and I should be in a show. I'm not sure what it is yet, but we should be in a show and John Rogers should write it.
You
I think it'll be absolutely brilliant.
That has to happen.
Can you imagine the speed of that show? It would be rather extraordinary. I love him. I think he's wonderful. But as John Rogers would say to you, if you really think about it, I'm the hero and they are the villains.
Oh, certainly. That's why I was saying, hey,
Yes.
hero, villain.
My favorite thing about Leverage is that they wrote Sterling as Sterling Never Loses. And they wrote Elliot, which is Christian Kane's part, as Elliot Never Loses a Fight. So my then sort of 10-year-old turned around and went to Amy Berg and said, hey, what would happen if Sterling and Elliot had a fight? And they're like, oh, that's so cool. And I'm like, oh, God. So that was the famous one-shot fight that we had. It's amazing. They digitized one of my teeth in, flying out. If you look really closely, it's digitized into the shot. Christian's hair moving. It's always about his hair. God, him and Jared are the same sort.
Oh yeah, the hair.
So, but yeah, we had fun stuff. Oh, we did that in one take, and he accidentally put me through the table.
Oh.
Which was really cool. We wanted to keep going, but they're like, are you okay? You dead? And like, no, we did really well. It's fun to do. It was a lot of fun to do.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Hi.
What's this? This looks cool.
Hi, I'm Chelsea, and I'm from Casper, Wyoming.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I've been to Wyoming.
Did you like it, or did you?
I don't know.
It's kind of
I
like
passed-
nothing there.
I passed some ranch for about 68 miles.
That's not
Something
a surprise.
X ranch that's on the road. I was going from Sturgis. I was coming back from Sturgis. I was like, it's the same gate. Every 20 miles is the same gate.
They have one town that the whole town consists of a post office.
And a cow.
Probably.
Always
And
a cow.
tumbleweeds. Always.
Oh, cool. You got a question?
Yeah, I was wondering, what's your favorite one-liner from Supernatural?
One-liner.
Other than Moose.
Balls. No. It's pretty good. There's a lot of great one-liners. Oh, I know. There's 68 takes of I'd rather be slapped during sex by a girl in a Zorro mask. Which Jensen could not get out of his face. And Jared was in a hunting mood and wouldn't let go.
Oh.
Really? Is that what you're going to say? Is that what you're going to say? Say it again. Do it again. Just like, hey, I'd rather be slapped in the face, but I'd rather be slapped by a girl, with a girl in the face. And I'd rather be... Hey, I'd rather be slapped. 68 takes, I think it is. It is just, some of it is on the gag reel. We had a private gag reel that year. I think they used that every 5 minutes just to remind you that we could never get it done. I'd rather be slapped in the face with a girl.
Wait, what?
Really? You'd like to be slapped in the face with? It's just a great line. Slapped in the
Thank
face
you for bringing
by a
that
girl
up.
in a Zorro mask. During sex.
Hi. Hi, I'm Belle from Marysville, and I was wondering,
Don't wonder, because that's not a place you'll be able to find again afterwards.
what would Crowley's favorite pickup line be?
You tell me.
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh.
That's pretty good. Oh.
Probably just
I think it's,
I'm Crowley?
I'm Crowley is usually the best way to pick anybody up.
Yeah.
It's an awfully powerful statement.
Yeah.
But you have to have the voice. No, you have to have the voice to do that.
Oh, yeah.
You say, hello, boys. See, it works.
Yeah, thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Puyallup, Washington. First, I want to say happy birthday to your little one that had birthday a few days ago.
Thank you. Isabella Rose is 2.
And then my question was, I was wondering, how hard was it to get down the torture sentence that you just had? When Abaddon came in the room and you...
I remember it.
Yeah.
I was there. Do you know she nearly killed me with that gun by accident?
Oh, yeah?
She picked up the gun, it went off. It's really annoying. Elena's in for, I hate it. There's a great shot in the gag reel where it goes off and I'm literally looking at the camera going.
Uh-huh.
No one in the history of torture has been tortured with torture like the torture you'll be tortured with. What's the problem with that sentence?
It's a tongue twister.
It ends in a preposition. So it annoys the hell out of me. So when you're saying it, if you're me, and you go, no one in the history of torture has been tortured with torture like the torture you'll be tortured with. Torture?
Yeah.
With torture? Torture?
Yeah, with torture.
Torture. With torture. With torture.
Now.
So it never ends. So there's a moment at the end of that line where I'm like, have I finished? Which is actually the echo of one of the first scenes I'm ever in Supernatural, which is why Jensen is so, he's a mime. I hate to tell him that, but it's true. He's a brilliant, he's a master of non-verbal communication on camera. He's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. There's a moment where I go, how about you don't miss morons, right? To which he goes, you're the morons. Scene's going on. He's like, or is it moron? You're the morons. It's like typical. So yeah, so there's a lot of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi.
All right, I'm Cody from Bremerton, Washington, and I was wondering, in all of your seasons of Supernatural, what was your favorite scene in particular?
End of season 8. Next question.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Allie from
It's
Washington.
a hell of a long walk and a wait just to get the same answer. Those are the breaks.
I'm Allie from Marysville, Washington, and my question was, do you have like a favorite moment with your boys? Because obviously you've spent, okay, not your boys, the boys. Sorry, that's what my family calls
Is this
them.
a euphemism for something?
I don't know. I give up. My question is, do you have a favorite moment with Jensen and Jared throughout the 8 years that you spent?
Favorite moment with those idiots?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I have many favorite moments. We have hugs and cuddles that occasionally would happen. I don't know, stuff's just funny. I mean, it was always on a gag reel, stuff that was it was genuine. It was really funny. Because it's high speed and hard work and whatever, and then something falls over or you forget something and it's just stupid. And there's a lot of love, so it's a lot of fun to do that. It's a wonderful moment. I watched them have children and be married and do amazing things in their lives. They were children.
Yeah.
Jared was a child when I first met him. Now he's just a bigger child with more hair. You know, it's weird. It's like my daughter is born on Jensen's birthday, as is Jeffrey Dean's, and daughter's born the same day. It's really weird. Jensen's daughter is born on my birthday.
Ah.
And Jared has a child called Shep.
That is...
Obviously hate each other. It's a weird thing. It's like, you know, it's I was having some sort of argument with Jared at one point. He goes, dude, we've known each other nearly a decade. It's crazy. It's a long time to be on a show.
Thank you. All right, we have a couple minutes left. Let's do this, because you guys have been waiting in line. Raise your hand if you're the last person in line. Raise your hand, raise your hand. No,
raise your hand if you're sure.
Okay, nobody else get in the lines.
Okay, let's go.
We're gonna do rapid fire, so yes, no questions, and then we'll be able to get through everyone in 3 minutes. What do you think? Yes?
2
yes, yes?
53,
yes?
52.
Okay, yes or no question, go.
Okay, hi, my name is Alexis Rasmussen.
No, you can't say that. Just say your question.
Yes or no, was Battlestar Galactica your favorite thing that you played in?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Did you enjoy playing Sterling in Leverage?
Yes.
Okay, this is good.
After playing the same character for so long, do you ever find yourself becoming him as you act?
Yes, I kill billions of people.
Yes.
Did you like using an American accent when you were playing the character in Doctor Who?
Did I like?
Yeah.
That's the silliest question I've ever heard in my life. Go sit down.
Going to be a yes or no.
Would you like to cosplay anytime?
No. It's what I do for a living.
Are you actually attracted to smug, smarmy bastard roles?
No. Idiot.
Yes.
Hi. Did Matt Smith try to hug you while you were working on Doctor Who?
Yeah, and he sang to me as well.
Would you have wanted to develop Crowley's character anymore than it already was?
What do you mean?
Like his personality or anything that you wanted more into the character?
I guess so. I got to speak and do. Changed it a bit. I used to write with what I did and the results of what I did, so yes.
Do you think that Jared...
No. Sorry, what?
Do you think that Jared...
No! What?
Do you think Jared...
No!
Do you think Jared's a Sasquatch?
No! Go on.
Do you think Jared...
No!
Do you...
No.
think that...
No.
Jared...
No!
is a Sasquatch?
Yes.
Will we be seeing you on the silver screen anytime soon?
How old are you?
I am.
When was the last time you saw a silver screen? They went out in the 1930s.
Okay, the big screen.
Mind your own business, you'll find out when I want you to know.
Last but not least.
Are you going to be in any new sci-fi shows soon?
I'm not gonna tell you. Be spoiling the fun. You'll find out.
Mark, thank you so much for spending this time with us. One more big round of applause for Mark Sheppard.